Well, Dave, you never looked like losing that one today, but did you deserve to win it, do you think?
I think we should win it based on the chances we create. But ultimately, if you don't take them chances, then you're not going to win. And that's the, I suppose, the disappointing part of today.
You freshened things up second half, going with I think a 4-1-4-1. It certainly worked because you created lots of chances in that second half. Why did you feel it needed changing?
Well, to be fair, the first half shape was not too different to what the second half shape was. With the personnel, we had the potential and the opportunity to be able to do that. I thought first half, the back five, the back four and Ben weren't filling me with confidence around some decision making and a little bit of sloppiness, and we were taking too long, and we didn't have that natural balance certainly down this side with left-sided centre back, hence bringing Ethan on. And I thought Ibby went into his shell a little bit, and again I've spoken to him about that. Again, I'm not a big social media person, and people will make opinions on players, and those opinions won't change regardless how they do. And I've had a chat with Ibby. I'll back Ibby to the hilt. He's a good player, a really good player who has done it consistently at this level for 6 or 7 years. This is a different environment to him, and he's at a new club. Has been asked to play in positions that I believe he can play in, and if he can't, then that's on me. So let's be very, very clear on that. And he'll come through it because he has the backing of everyone within our dressing room. But I just think, especially, I thought he was terrific on Tuesday, and maybe the pressure of not playing here and not having the perception that how he starts the game is gonna be important for him. Was different, and again, I thought it needed freshening up down that side. Not to say we were fluent down the other side by any way, stretch or form. I just think, like I say, it needed a boost. We got that second half to a certain degree, and we were better, and we created chances. But I think, like I say, we wasted 45 minutes. Although still created, by luck or judgment, good chances to be able to score. And again, if you're critical at that point, you've got to take one of those chances. We did that more in the second half, and unfortunately it was exactly the same story, and we haven't taken them.
Yeah, I think it's something like 18 attempts on goal today, so that must give you some encouragement. But I don't think Ibby was alone in this. One or two seemed a little bit safe maybe in the first half. Is that a fair comment?
I just think, like I say, the biggest disappointment for me was when you get hit. Well, not just any time of season here, you're going to be challenged because there's an expectation. Okay, we're sat in a really good place in the league and have got ourselves into a good position early. So people will then almost go from an expectancy to an entitlement. You're not entitled to win any game of football, and what you have to do is be very thick-skinned and very understanding that if people have a certain perception of it, it's probably not going to change. Yeah. If people think you're an idiot, they think you're an idiot. They think you haven't got a clue what you're talking about. And it doesn't matter what you do, that will remain. But what you have to do within that is make good decisions in a challenging environment, not safe decisions, not balmy decisions, the right decision. And if you look right at the top level, the best players make the right decision and have the technique to be able to do that. Once you've then made that right decision, it's then, have I got the technique to be able to carry that out? I think like I say, I think first half we made safe decisions based on how we'd started the game, and then there becomes a frustration, there becomes an edginess which you have to get rid of. But I've said before, for me, that's the responsibility. That's our responsibility. That's the responsibility of, unfortunately, the 11 that are on the pitch, because I can be kicking and heading every ball at the side and try and look and remain calm. They are the ones who have to do it under pressure with players trying to stop them, opposition players trying to stop them doing it, if you like. And that happened in the first half. So technically, in the first half, I can pick it to pieces and say every single person made a mistake in the first half. The passing was off, or touch was off. How many times you heard lots and lots of that. You have to deal with that. The best players, just use the analogy with centre forwards, you miss a chance, the best players couldn't give a monkeys, should we say, and they move on to the next one, and that's why they score hundreds and hundreds of goals over the career. If they look back and worried about the one they missed, and that affected the one in front of them, you're limited around where you can go. So they're the bits that, for me, especially here, we need to do better. I'm not going to turn around and expect that there's not a frustration around the place when I'm in the same boat. I'm frustrated because I know what we can do and I know what players can do, and they need to. Again, you could be. I've seen it before. You can be the best player in the, not the best player in the world, but you can be a very good player, and you could be. People call it TGI, don't they? Training ground internationals. It happens. It matters out there. What we can put things on and work on technique, which we do all the time. It's a different environment. It's an empty field with a goal and no seats, crowd, defenders in some instances behind you in order trying to put you off, and then you come into it and have to do it here. And the people that do that the best ultimately go and play at the highest level and earn the most money and have the most success. And I just felt today that we didn't do that. So then there'll be questions again. So then you need to show personality and character to move on from that and accept that if you're going to be successful and you want to be promoted from any leagues, then if you can't deal with pressure and produce under pressure, you're going to be limited. And we've shown that, and we've got players in the rest room that have shown that, and I've got real belief in that. Now they need to show it.
You've been saying to me for the 4.5 months that you've been top of the league that actually it doesn't matter. It's where you are in April. And actually, you're still going to say that to me now, aren't you, for obvious reasons?
Yeah, absolutely. There'll be a definitive points total that we need, and that's not changed. That's been on the wall in our office, and very similar to what the total was last year. We didn't get to that total last year, although if you look at history, will tell you that in this division, if you get over 80 points, then you finish in the top 3. Well, we could have had 81 points on the last game of the season last year, and we wouldn't have finished in the top 3 with Northampton finishing on 83. So the pessimist in me says we need to finish get above 83, don't you? And I suggest you probably need to be 85 minimum to guarantee that. If it's less, brilliant, but that's where I'd be. And the disappointment is, and it's always going to be the case, is that we've had opportunities over the last 4. We have opportunities all season, but you have opportunities over the last 4 games. That's what ones people will look at, and we've not maximised those opportunities. Okay, fine, deal with it, move on. We have to do whatever we can to make sure we maximise the next opportunity for us. And again, in football, opportunities aren't too far away. So we've got a free week now to look forward to preparing for Colchester and looking to go there and win.
Lovely to see Ethan Pye back. He's just been speaking to us as well. He feels fit, raring to go, no reaction. The ankle feels great. How big a boost is it to have him back now? Yeah,
it'd be a boost. And he's short of minutes. That's all he's short of. So injury-wise, fine, and fingers crossed. Looks like we've come through today without any more, which is great. We just need to get him up to speed. But in terms of balance for us on that left-hand side, it's a real positive. And he was in a good place before he went out the team with that injury, and hopefully by the end of the season he can be close to 40 games. And you look at his development over the past few years in terms of 20 games at National League North level, 40 plus games at National League level last year, to be able to play 40 games, hopefully in a successful League 2 team this season, and have the opportunity to play in League 1 next season will be a really good one for him. And he should, providing he remains what he is, which is feet on the ground, sort of humble, he'll go on to have a really successful career, hopefully a large part of it with us.
Having said that, you gain one, you lose one. Obviously, Ryan Crosdale not available today. What's happened with him?
Yeah, he had hernia surgery yesterday. So again, Crosby had been, we'd been managing the situation, if you like. Ryan made the decision that he needed to have wanted to have the surgery done, since he's done that. So he'll be out for probably 10 to 12 days in terms of doing nothing, and then a build up back to return to play. So probably best case scenario 3 weeks, worst case scenario 4 weeks, I'd suggest. And you look at where that is in terms of games, I would expect to see him back, probably MK Dons.
Colchester away next week, another long trip, but I mean, boosted by 2 back-to-back clean sheets now, you can go there with a bit of confidence, and but they're going to be scrapping for their lives, obviously, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. Again, I couldn't tell you where they sit in the table, and I know that obviously Danny's got in there, and they've had some change. They've brought some players in and tweaked the system a little bit, and it's always a tough place to go. So we'll go there. Listen, you're there full of confidence. We're there looking to win. It doesn't matter if you're full of confidence or not, does it? Does that really make a difference? We went to Newport full of confidence and lost after 1-12 on the spin. So again, it is what it is. We go there, like I say, with 3 points up for grabs, 3 points that will get us closer to the total that we need to be at, and that's where we are. Do what it takes to try and win. It's always going to be. I'll always be, and coaches will always try and point towards the fact that performances will ultimately over the course of the season get you the points you deserve. The closer you get and the more you get to the end, it's just about points, isn't it? And you reflect and go, yeah, we were rubbish, we got 3 points, and everyone would take that. And if that's the case, then we'll come home smiling.
Well said, Dave. Thanks for your time.
Welcome. Cheers, John. Thank you.